So this guy told me that he's not going on any more first dates because he's tired of spending $300.
$300. Ladies and gents, please tell me you aren't out here paying $300 on your first date. If you're dropping 3 bands on the first time you meet someone, keep watching Unlocking. Because it's not about how much you spend, it's what are you actually buying.
Going anywhere. So I seriously have a question. How much? And I hate to stir that up. How much are y'all spending on first date? These are for black men who date black women. Any city. I'm not even going any city. How much and where did you go? I'm talking about a first date. Now, I was raised that the first date should just be dinner. However, other people do other things. Don't mind my dog. He had a horrible haircut. Somebody really botched him, but he's alive, so we're happy about that. I'm gonna stop the video with that, but I always want to say I want to bring the gays into because I don't hear the gays ever talk about stuff like this. So how much are we black people? How much should we spend on our first dates? Seriously, I haven't been on a first date in a long time. So how much is the going rate for a first date in your city? That is the question.
So this TikTok is making the rounds, right? A woman, a well-meaning, beautiful queen, asks black men and the black queer community, "How much are y'all spending on first dates?" And the comments has me in shambles. Some people are saying $20 coffee dates are getting roasted, $300 dinners are getting praised. Men saying it's not worth that. Women are saying it is, and I'm here to tell you, everybody's wrong. Here's what nobody's saying out loud. A first date is not a date. Think of it as an interview. And when you spend $300 on an interview, you have expectations for that transaction. And when you don't receive the ROI, the return on interest, men tend to crash out. There's actual psychology behind this. It's called investment bias. The more you spend up front, the more entitled to an outcome you feel. So now you're not going on a date to connect, you're going on a date to collect. And she can feel that energy across the table. And for black men specifically, and I say this with love, we've been sold this idea that provision equates to worthiness. That if you don't show up spending, you're not showing up at all. We've been taught toxic masculinity as the response to rejection. But let's flip it, because women aren't off the hook here either. Ladies, if we went on a $20 coffee date and that makes you feel disrespected, I need you to reevaluate what that's given. Because, yes, absolutely, your time has a price tag. The problem is you are qualifying men by the amount of money they spend, but money spent isn't a guarantee he's worth your time. The women who have the best love stories, they almost never start with a $200 dinner. They started with a walk, a movie, maybe some drinks, a conversation that went 3 hours over cheap food because connection isn't expensive. Performing is. And here's where I'll speak specifically to the culture. We don't just carry personal baggage into dating, we carry generational baggage. Black men who feel the pressure to spend are often overcompensating for a world that told them they can only make money by entertainment, sports, or rapping. Black women who expect to be treated are often protecting themselves from a history of being undervalued. Both of these things are real. Both of the things are valid. And both of these things will destroy your dating life if you let them run unchecked. So, what's the actual answer here? Here's mine. Spend enough time to show intention, but don't get to the point of desperation. A first date should cost you attention, creativity, and presence, not your Richard Jordan's money. Coffee and a walk in the park where you actually talk, romantic. A picnic you planned yourself, I bet you remember that longer than a $300 bill she didn't ask for. And if she's judging your worth by your receipt, that relationship is already cooked because that's the national symbol of China, a giant red flag. Thank her and go home, fam. Homegirl in that TikTok isn't tired of first dates. I think she's just curious if people are being performative for the female gaze. And I get it. But the solution isn't to quit, it is to cut through the cap and take a woman out in a romantic and intimate spot that's within your budget. So I want to know, drop in the comments, what was your best first date ever? And how much did it cost? Like this video if you think dating culture needs a reset. Subscribe if you want more conversations that black media is too scared to have. And share this with somebody who needs to hear it. Because somebody out here is about to spend $300 on the wrong person this weekend.